Good evening. Welcome to Cryptid Crunch. I am your host, Willow Schuyler. Tonight, we are going to learn about the different cults that existed in both Canada and the US and abroad. But I want to try to focus a little bit on the alien type cults, but I feel like we're going to talk about a bunch of other stuff that may um, that may have popped up in the last little while. I will try very hard not to make this political. No promises, though. All right, so it looks like I'm going solo tonight. Keisha is not here, and neither is Johnny. And so, if they happen to stop by, then maybe we'll go a little bit longer tonight, but hopefully not because I gotta work tomorrow. All right, so cults. Actually, okay, let's begin by saying, what did I do this week? Nothing. I did nothing. I'm planning a convention for my local sci-fi convention called KeyCon. I went to Icon last week. That's what I did last week. So I actually enjoyed myself at Icon, which is the anime convention. And we promoted my convention. Rich says, so you're saying there are possibility of rails tonight? Oh no, there's no possibility of this train staying on track. Where we're going there, we don't need rails. So yeah, no, I had a lot of fun at Icon. Anime usually isn't my favorite anime. Like I like some anime, but going to the anime convention isn't usually my thing. But I thought I think it was a lot of fun. I did only spend money on like one thing. Okay, I bought food, but at the convention itself, I bought a bikini. And those of you who are following me on social media can see the video that I posted of me wearing it and telling the story of, being all excited to wear it. And my fly was down pretty much for the whole evening. And I don't remember, okay, people, if someone's fly is down, isn't it customary to tell the person that, because that way it's not awkward for them to find out later on in the evening or during later on in the day when they're at home and trying to figure out how long was my zipper down until I noticed. So please be kind, tell the person that their fly is down, because it may be awkward in that moment to tell them, but it'll be a lot more awkward making them walk around for the whole day. All right. So as always, there's people in the chat. Dan Hollyfield, welcome to the show. Good evening. Carl Witzman, hello, Dan. Everybody else, hello. Carl Witzman says, early comers get more of the Kool-Aid, right? I can't say that Kool-Aid is my favorite drink anymore. I used to like it as a kid, but now it's way too damn sweet. So, I mean, I'll stick with water, thanks, but if you must drink whatever, go ahead. Bottoms up. I don't know about Kool-Aid, but these cookies are fantastic. Oh man, I'm missing out on cookies. Yeah, where are these fantastic cookies I keep hearing about? Over over by the paper plates. We better cut the comedy act so Willow doesn't giggle herself off the chair. Oh, if I do end up falling, it's not because well, it may be because I'm laughing, but it'll be because I'm a giant klutz otherwise. Thesis is here. Hello, Blade Thesis. I don't have cookies, but I have a cherry Danish bite. Ooh. I did go to 7-Eleven earlier and I should have bought more snacks. Um, oh, Dan says I better get another drink before the show starts. Well, I hope that the drink that you're drinking is good. Uh, Carl was cuddling with his cats. I was loving up Callie and Charcoal, and now they are loving and cleaning each other. I might sneak away for a minute or two. If you're going to be part of our cult, you have to have cats. That's a new rule here. You have to have cats, uh, or dogs, or any animals. We're all animal lovers here. Hello, Don Doulas. Uh, all right, so because I'm Canadian, we're gonna learn a little bit about Canadian cults here. Um, you and me both. So let's see. Okay, so Brother 12, Spiritual Manifesto, a message from Masters of the Wisdom, explained that the work was one of the preparation for the founding of more advanced of humanity. Since the present race was doomed, the thoughts and inventions of men will be placed at the service of demons and will be used for the wholesale destruction of humanity. Those who perish will be more fortunate than those who remain. The new race will evolve in centers of safety in California, Mexico, and southern British Columbia. Its members building the Aquarian civilization that would rise upon the ashes of the impending conflict. Oh wow, conflagration. I apologize. I really butchered that word. Um. So yeah, they're the Aquarian Society was the name of this cult, and built by children. Nothing says we're a good cult like putting kids to work for your religion. On a 126 acre of idyllic, oh my god, idyllic seaside property at Cedar by the Sea on Vancouver Island, Foundation members built sturdy homes and prepared to survive the coming Armageddon in their self-sufficient spiritual community. The first annual general meeting of the foundation was held on July 25th, 1927, Brother 12's 49th birthday. The occasion marked a significant milestone. In just 6 months, the Aquarium Foundation had become the fastest growing spiritual group in North America. Brother 12 placed particular emphasis on the importance of the children to work, stressing that they must be protected from the pernicious influences of the outside world so that their spiritual natures could naturally unfold. It was the children and grandchildren of these children. He predicted who would become the leaders and teachers of the great spiritual resistance that would usher in the millennium. Yeah, the later on, it is known that the Aquarium Foundation ended up going out of business because Brother 12 had a habit of spending the foundation's money. Yeah, you can't have a cult and spend the money. Okay. And I think people were probably too busy looking at the top to notice the zipper. I appreciate that. Uh, I did have a couple comments, and I think you were one of them that made that comment, Donna, about the top. Yeah, I I know that my husband's like, I asked my husband, I'm like, did you notice that my zipper was undone? He goes, oh yeah. Like, why did you tell me? Yeah, some cult leader I would make if I was trying to convince people to join the cult. I can't stand on my own 2 feet without falling over, and two, you know, I do stupid things like trap my headset in the gate as I'm walking by it, and walk around all day with my zipper undone and not realize that it's there. It's like that. I'm not made to be a cult leader. Uh, all right, so there is another cult from Canada. Um, this one's actually more of an evil one. Um, Roche Theriault, and I'll put up a picture. Oh, I didn't. Okay, so the Anthill Kids. I'm sure that's made news. May 16th, 19 sorry, Anthill Kid. Yeah. Okay, Roche Theriault, born May 16th, 1947 to and died in February 2011, was a Canadian cult leader and convicted murderer. Theriault, a self-proclaimed prophet under the name Moisey, or French for Moses, founded the Anthill Kids in 1977. They were a doomsday cult whose beliefs based on those of Seventh-day Adventist Church. In April 1978, Theriault was removed from the Seventh-day Adventist Church. He maintained multiple wives and concubines, impregnating all female members as a religious requirement. See, that's why I could never be a cult leader, is because I could never impregnate all these women. Um, Fathering 26 children. Yeah, impregnating all female members as a religious requirement and fathering 26 children. Theriault's followers, including 12 adults and 22 children, lived under the totalitarian rule in a commune and were subject to severe physical and sexual abuse. The Anthill Kids. In mid 1970s, Theriault convinced a group of people to leave their jobs and homes to join him in a religious movement. Theriault formed the cult in 1977 in Sainte Marie, Quebec, with the goal to form a commune where people could freely listen to his motivational speeches. Freely listen to his motivation. That doesn't sound free. That doesn't even sound exciting. Live in unity and equality and be free of sin. The he prohibited the group from remaining in contact with the families with the Seventh-day Adventist Church, as was against his cult values of freedom. Theriault's fear of the end of the world uh, grew, claiming that God had warned him that it would come in February 1979, and use the commune to prepare for it. In 1978, in preparation, Theriault moved his commune by hiking to a mountain. Sorry, lots of hair. Theriault moved his commune by hiking to a mountainside he called Eternal Mountain in Hope. in the sparsely populated Graspy Peninsula, where he claimed they would be all saved. There, Theriot made the commune build their town while he relaxed, comparing to ants working on an anthill, and naming the group the Anthill Kids. In February 1979, when the apocalypse did not occur, people started questioning Theriot's wisdom. But he defended himself by saying at the time on Earth and in God's world were not parallel, and that therefore it was a miscalculation to expand the community as well as keep the members devoted. Theriot married and impregnated all of the women in the commune, fathering over 20 children and 9 female members of the group. By the 1980s, there were nearly 40 members. Followers were made to wear identical tunics to represent equality and their devotion to the commune. In 1984, the group relocated words from Quebec to a new site near Burnt River, a hamlet in central Ontario, which is now part of the city of, oh my gosh, Kawartha Lakes. Well, again, if you join my cult, I will not make you wear the same outfit as me ever, because I am not a fashionable person. But you're free to walk about the cabin all you want. Rich Asplin says Canadian cults, hockey fanships. Yeah, I can now. Now it's definitely, hockey and football with Canada. If you come into Manitoba wearing a Saskatchewan Rough Riders jersey, that's your funeral, man. Oh yeah. So Rich says if the flavor aid is too sweet, you just need a little more arsenic. Don says, I'm guessing I'll have ice cream a bit later. I might join you on the ice cream thing. A sister cult of the klutzy Americans, says Donna. I could see myself being a member of the cult of the klutzy Americans. Yeah. So yes, we might have to make that a thing. The new hashtag of the evening, the cult of the klutzy Canadian. Yeah. It seems like a lot of these cults, it has to do with kids and impregnating lots of women, and although I should have probably looked it up, what the personality types are to join cults, but it seems like those who start them all seem to be somewhat charming, and obviously you don't have to be good looking in order to start cults, because really, like, I've brought this up before. That's from the Raelian cult. The one that claimed that they cloned a baby. Still no news on baby Eve. Oh yeah, so Remember this from 2011? Judgment Day is coming, May 21st, 2011. Uh, I saw these billboards everywhere. Um, yeah, from the family radio uh, people, familyradio.com. I'm not sure. I can't remember what came up. It came from of that after it didn't happen. Although I do recall a story of a guy quitting his job, taking all his money out, and I'm pretty sure he felt like a jerk having to try to get his job back the following Monday. Uh, yeah, I love it when they're like, oh, the world is gonna end on this day, and it's like, no, try again. I think there was like 5 or 6 more predictions of the world ending since then. Oh, the Toronto Raptors cult. You know what? I think it's best to stay away from Toronto for now because of the heavy rain that's been happening lately. They need to dry out. That red hair, though, it could work. Yes, I guys, this red hair. Okay, this last hair dye job was because it is thanks to a dollar store brand hair dye. Um, so I've I think what is it's been like 2 weeks now since I dyed my hair. I think it still looks amazing for the dollar store box dye. So if you want good box dye, go to Dollar Tree. Only $2. Look at the cult of the Oompa Loompas. Well, you got to be this high in order to join. Oh yeah, I used to hear family radio on shortwave years ago. Says Carl. That's oh my god, Rich. To start a cult, you need magic words to incite folks to the point they can't fact check. Yeah, but here's the thing. I'm always looking up on Google of different information. So to fact check myself would be a pain in the ass. A lot of these cults have doomsday predictions, trying to pick up people who are feeling lost and lonely. Yeah, I'm not even gonna try predicting when the world is ending. I used Dollar Tree black hair dye for a cosplay. My hair was black for 2 years and needed to be decolorized by a stylist. Oh, interesting. So I guess we'll do an experiment and see how long this lasts without having to retouch. All right. So I think we'll do it. I think we'll. You guys all know the story of Heaven's Gate. Heaven's Gate was an American new religious movement known primarily for the mass suicides committed by its members in 1997. Commonly designated as a cult, it was founded in 1974. Whoops. Was founded in 1974 and led by Bonnie Nettles. I do have a picture of her. Sorry, as I lose my spot where I was reading. Bonnie Nettles and Marshall Applewhite. So Bonnie Nettles was born in 1927 and died in 1985. Marshall Applewhite was born in 1931 and died in 1997. Known within the movement as Ty and Doe, respectively, Nettles and Applewhite first met in 1972. So that's Nettles, and that is Mr. Applewhite. Every time I see pictures of him, he's always looking like that. So creepy. So creepy. So yeah, Nettles and Applewhite first met in 1972 and went on a journey of spiritual discovery, identifying themselves as two witnesses of revelation, attracting a following of several hundred people in the mid 1970s. In 1976, a core group of a few dozen members stopped recruiting and instituted a monastic lifestyle. Cannot read today. Scholars have described the theology of Heaven's Gate as a mixture of Christian millennialism, New Age, and ufology, and as such, it has been characterized as a UFO religion. The central belief, the central belief of the group was that followers could transform themselves into immortal extraterrestrial beings by rejecting their human nature, and they would ascend to heaven. Referred to as the next level or evolutionary level above human, the death of Nettles from cancer in 1985 challenged the group's views of ascension, where they originally believed that they could ascend to heaven while alive aboard a UFO. They later came to believe that the body was merely a container or vehicle for the soul, and their consciousness would be transferred to the next level bodies upon death. On March 26, 1997, deputies of the San Diego County Sheriff's Department discovered the bodies of 39 active members of the group, including that of Applewhite, in a house in San Diego suburb. Uh, they had participated in a coordinated series of ritual suicides, coinciding with the closest approach of Comet Halley-Bopp. Just before the mass suicide, the group's website was updated with the message, Halley-Bopp brings closure to Heaven's Gate. Our 22 years of classroom here on planet Earth is finally coming to conclusion. Graduation from the human evolutionary level. We are happily prepared to leave the world and go to Ty's crew. Yeah. Yeah, I that story of Heaven's Gate always seems to like confuse me of how he managed to get so many people to kill themselves the way they did. Oh, Carl has some wisdom. Uh, Heaven's Gate left a few members behind to keep running their website. That's dedication. Supposedly, it's still up on the web. The world really did end on all the dates predicted. Everyone was just so wrapped up in their own lives that no one actually noticed. uh, Thank you, Dan, for that. Blade says, I should tell Foxy about that hair dye then. Cheap and lasts longer than the stuff from Walmart. It does. I'm actually amazed at how well it's doing. Um, Usually by now, like my roots tend to, it will show, or even my gray hair, and I see it a little bit here, but I don't see a whole lot of my gray hair coming through, which is fantastic. Um, so yeah, the in October 1996, the group rented a large house, which they called the monastery, a 9,200 square foot mansion located near 18341 Carolina North. Not prevalent to the story. Um, the 39 adherents, 21 women and 18 men between the ages of 26 and 72 are believed to have died in three groups over three successive days, with the remaining participants cleaning up after each prior group's death. The suicides occurred in groups of 15 and 9 between approximately March 22nd and March 26th. Sources disagree as to the exact dates, with some stating that all three groups committed suicide on March 22nd. That the groups committed suicide. They're thinking that the groups committed suicide on March 22nd, 23rd, 24th, up to the 26th. Among the dead was Thomas Nichols, brother of the actress Nichelle Nichols. Oh, I didn't know that. Who was best known for her role as Ahura. Interesting. Um, in the original television series of Star Trek. Leader Applewhite was the third to last member to die. Two people remained after him and were the only ones found with bags over their heads, not having purple clothes covering their top halves before the last of the suicides. Similar sets of packages were sent to numerous Heaven's Gate affiliated or formerly affiliated individuals, and the last one media outlet, the BBC department, responsible for Louis Theroux's Weird Weekends, of which Heaven's Gate had earlier declined participation. Wow, I did not know about Nichelle Nichols' brother. Okay, so that that's enough of Heaven's Gate because now it just got really creepy, even more creepy than what I knew of. Uh, okay. So, not going to touch on Scientology because we all know that how weird they are. Okay. The Aetherius Society is a new religious movement founded by George King. I'm sure some of you have heard this story before. That image is a little unsettling, and it's even more unsettling when people have colorize it. In the mid 1950s, as the result of what King claimed were contacts with extraterrestrial intelligence, to whom he referred as cosmic masters. The main goal of the believer is to cooperate with these cosmic masters to help humanity solve its current earthly problems and advance into the new age. It is a syncretic religion based primarily on theosophy and incorporating millenarian, New Age, and UFO religion aspects. Emphasis of the religion includes altruism. I apologize if I see some of these words wrong. Altruism. community service, nature worship, and my chair is going down on me. Oh, that going down, not on me. Never mind. I know how that dirty that sounded. It also does nature worship, spiritual healing, and physical exercise. Members meet in congregations like those in churches. Johnny Saliba states that, unlike many other New Age or UFO religions, the Aetherius Society is, for the most part, considered uncontroversial. Although its esoteric and millenarian aspects are sometimes questioned, the religion may be considered to have a relatively conventional praxis. Attracting members of mainstream society, the society's membership, although international, is relatively small. David B. Barrett suggested in 2011 that the worldwide membership was in thousands, with the largest members in the United Kingdom, United States, particularly Southern California, and New Zealand. Interesting. And I think I thought I had. No, I guess not. Didn't put it up. I thought I had put a picture up. In Aetherius Society teachings, various religious figures come from different planets. And throughout history, cosmic masters such as Buddha, Jesus, and Lao Tzu have come to Earth to teach mankind the right way of living. They are regarded by the society as avatars. Krishna, for example, from Saturn, which is the home of cosmic hierarchy or interplanetary council, while Jesus and Buddha are from Venus. The society therefore claims that these religions sprang from the same source and their principles were identical. These beings are, however, spiritual beings on another dimension or plane, as the idea of corporeal intelligent life on the other planets was known to be unlikely in the 1950s. The society's concept is that these beings exist on a spiritual level by maintaining a higher vibratory sorry a higher vibration rate, which can be lowered, and this explains the reported blinking in and out of UFOs. This society also refers to Vimanas, found in Vedic and Hindu texts, and the Star of Bethlehem as UFOs and examples of peaceful aliens that have been visiting to teach humanity throughout history. Interesting. There is I'll touch on that the next one in a moment, but one of my favorite thoughts that I have is that we humans were I don't know. I have a bit of a hard time believing that humans evolve. Like, don't get me wrong. Okay, I believe in evolution and all that. But part of me also believes that humans came here because of aliens, and we were just dropped here because, well, I think humans were the undesirables of other planets. Much like what Europe did with Australia and dumped their undesirables onto onto Australia, I feel aliens did the same to our planet. Just something that rolls around in my head a lot. Whether or not it's true, probably not. It's always fun to think about stuff like that. Not the yeah. Yeah, That was definitely a green room saying, wasn't it? Um, Damn it, Carl! I just got that song out of my head for earlier today. Do I dare ask what song you have in your head, Blade? Yeah, these cults are scary. Not all happy vampires are rich women bathing Keisha. Ah, okay, my brain now has green room danger tape across that file folder. uh, and I say that too, but I'm just joking. We are the Australia of Mars. I'm glad that I'm not the only one in that thinking. Daniel says that is neat about the Star of Bethlehem. You know, some of these have like some of these cults. I can kind of see where people's interest of joining these cults come from. Um, but I would definitely need more than you know. Uh, we're not from this planet. We're gonna go back home and we're gonna travel on a UFO. Um, and we have to perform a mass suicide in order to get there. No thanks. All right, so one one cult that I came across made me laugh because the Church of the Subgenius is a parody religion that satirializes better known belief systems. It teaches a complex philosophy that focuses on J.R. Bob Dobbs' per, uh, per, pro, he was a salesman from the 1950s who was revered as a prophet by the church. Subgenius leaders have developed detailed narratives about Dobbs and his relationship with various gods and conspiracies. Their central deity, Jehovah One, is accompanied by other gods drawn from ancient myth and popular fiction. Subgenius literature describes a grand conspiracy that seeks to brainwash the world and oppress Dobbs' followers. In its narrative, the church represents a blend of cultural references and elaborate remix of sources. Ivan Stagg, who co founded the church in 1970s, serves as its leader and publicist. He has imitated actions of other religious leaders using the tactic of cultural jamming in an attempt to parody better known faiths. Church leaders instruct their followers to avoid mainstream commercialism and the belief in absolute truth. The group holds that the quality of slack is the utmost importance, but it's never clearly defined. The number of followers is unknown, although the church's message has been welcomed by college students and artists in the United States. The group is often compared to Discordianism. Journalists often consider the church an elaborate joke, but some academics have defended it as a real system of deeply held beliefs. The origin, the Church of the Subgenius was founded by Ivan Stagg and Philo Drummond, uh, who was born Steve Wilcox. As Subgenius Foundation, Dr. X, born Monte DeHoog, was also present in the group's inception. The organization first recorded activity was the publication of a photocopied document, Subgenius Pamphlet Number One, disseminated in Dallas, Texas in 1979. The document announced the impending end of the world and possible deaths of its readers. It criticized Christian conceptions of God and New Age perceptions of spirituality. I wish I could be. I wish I could be part of this religion. Church leaders maintain that the man named J.R. Bob Dobbs founded the group in 1953. Subgenius members constructed an elaborate account of Dobbs's life, which commentators describe as fictional. The members assert that he telepathically contacted Drummond in 1972 before meeting him in person the next year. Drummond persuaded Stagg to join shortly after. Stagg has called himself Dobbs, sacred scribe, and a professional maven of weirdness. Uh, the Church of the Subgenius beliefs defy categorization or a simple narrative, often striking non believers as bizarre and convoluted. The group has an intricate mythology involving gods, aliens, mutants, which observers usually consider satire of other religions. In primary, deity generally known as Jehovah One is an extraterrestrial who contacted Dobbs in 1950. Various accounts state that the encounter occurred while Dobbs was building a television or watching late night television. Jehovah One gave him supernatural knowledge of the past and future, in addition to incredible power. Dobbs then posed deep questions to the alien, receiving mysterious answers. Some of their discussion centered on a powerful conspiracy to which the church attributes command of the world. Jehovah One and his spouse, Iris, regarded by the church as relatively evil, are classified as rebel gods. Subgenius leaders note that Jehovah One is wrathful, inequality expressed by a stark fist of removal. The church teaches that they are part of the elder gods who are committed to human pain, but that Jehovah One is relatively good in comparison. Yog Sothoth, a character from H.P. Lovecraft's Cthulhu mythos, is Elder God's leader, and in her 2010 study of the Church of the Subgenius, religious scholar Carol Cusack of University of Sydney states that Lovecraft's work is a model for the Church of the Subgenius approach to scripture, in that aspects of this fiction were treated as real by some within paganism, such as the church appropriates aspects of popular culture and spirituality. So it's very much like the belief that the earth is flat. Pretty much anything that you want to believe, you can pretty much make into this religion. Dan says, yes, the Church of Subgenius is sarcastic as all it can. Thank you. Uh-oh. There's a Munzie song that I haven't heard. No, I have not. Donna, you're going to have to send it to me. Yes, he'll post that in the humor group that nobody should know about. J.R. Bob Dobbs, friend of the Fighting Jesus. In the case of the Subgenius cult, the aliens came to pick us all up, but we missed the pickup because we were all drunk and hooking up in tents at the time. Did you, okay, Daniel asks, did you or anyone turned in ever see The Master, Paul Thomas Anderson starring Philip Seymour Hoffman? and Joaquin Phoenix about the fictional cult in 1950s. I know this. I know I've seen this movie, but for the life of me, my brain is not allowing me to recall uh, details. But I think I'm pretty sure I've seen it. Be careful with that song, Willow. It'll get stuck in your head forever. As opposed to what, having Journey running through my head 24/7. I need to fix this chair. That's my shtick for the day, for the show, is my chair constantly going sinking. It's sinking. Words. Um. So, yeah. All right. So I think I've established a long time ago that I could never join a cult. I mean, like, I've struggled with even the Christian faith. Like, I've tried doing. I tried going down going to church and trying to be a devout Christian at one point, but even then, I couldn't do it. And it, the more I got into reading the Bible, the more questions that I had about it, and realized that any of the religious leaders that I've tried talking to hated the fact that I was asking too many questions. Um, so clearly, I'm not made to be in any cult. uh, I, Carl, thank you so very much. Good show, Willie. Even without Keisha, you had fun. I have fun learning about this stuff, and even though I am reading from Wikipedia, uh, which apparently isn't good for proper information. I learned some stuff because I'm learning the aspects of the information, and uh, I appreciate you guys tuning in. And if you guys so wish to see the show continue, and you want to help me upgrade my background, or even go to new technology, um, you can go to patreon.com/serialboxpodcast and donate what you will. You don't have to donate a whole lot. I'm not asking you guys to help me get rich. I feel very weird about asking people to donate. Um, but if you guys want to see the show continue and thrive, it's up to you. You can also become a Cereal Box super friend at patreon.com/serialboxpodcast. And you can also, if you want to, come join me on my show and talk about any subject that you want, and become a huge gifter to do so. So yeah, we're doing that. So any of our top tier gifters can come on our show and host an episode of them for themselves. All right, you guys, thank you very much for joining me here. I will let you go back to your own lives. Oh, do I have PayPal? uh, I will. That is something that I have to talk to my husband about, because the PayPal that we have is technically his. um, Wait, get me what? What did Rich do? Oh yeah. So oh, Rich, if you ever need someone to bounce weird stuff off, preferably informationally speaking, real objects hurt, let me know. I can talk about more than werewolves. Okay, speaking of next episode, next month, you guys have to tune in for this. Next month, we're going to be talking about sideshow acts. Um, uh, I want Rich, if that is something that you want to be on the show for, let me know. Definitely would love to have someone writing in the co-pilot seat for that episode. But it, but yeah, tune in August 4th for the next for our sideshow episode. Um, and Daniel says, "Wait, I do that. How much?" Uh, you're gonna have to go on our Patreon and find out. Patreon.com/serial box podcast. Another fun show later. Thank you, Donna. Dawn, have a great night. And everyone, have a good evening, says Carl. So, ta ta for now. I will see you guys on the 4th.